Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commencement exercises at the University of San Francisco. The ceremony is about to begin, and we ask your help to make it enjoyable for everyone. Please respect the structure and function of this beautiful house of worship, and do not stand on the pews or sit on the altars or the altar railings at the side of the church. Live video viewing is provided in the Pedro Arrupe room and in Cowell Hall room 106 and 107 to increase your viewing options. Please turn off all audible ringers on cell phones so that friends and family members may hear the ceremony. If you have been saving seats, please give them up now to allow those standing to have a place to sit during the ceremony. When the ceremony is over, please exit through the doors at the rear of the church. And now, please rise.
Good morning. I am Don Heller, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. The University of San Francisco was founded by Anthony Murawski of the Society of Jesus in 1855. USF began as St. Ignatius Academy in a humble, one-room schoolhouse built amidst the sand dunes of an undeveloped Market Street in downtown San Francisco. USF is proud of the graduates who have preceded you over the last century and a half. We're confident that you, too, will fulfill the university's Jesuit Catholic mission of educating intelligent, effective, and compassionate leaders who will fashion a more humane and just world. Presiding at this morning's exercises is the Reverend Paul J. Fitzgerald of the Society of Jesus, 28th President of the University. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the administration of the University of San Francisco, I take great pleasure in calling to order the 158th Annual Commencement Exercises of the University of San Francisco College of Arts and Sciences. Now please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Alyssa May Maneja Sendanya, candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, and for the invocation offered by Dr. Aaron Hahn Tapper, Associate Professor and Chair of Theology and Religious Studies. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Adonai Shalom Ubriah, God of peace and creation, in prayer I stand between doubt and faith, with one foot rooted in humanity's messiness and hypocrisy, another aimed at our untapped potential for good, with one foot planted in empiricism, cynicism, and fear, and the other pointing towards what we cannot see, our idealism and our hope. Baruch atah Adonai Ruach haolam she'achiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lezman hazeh. We are grateful to divine creation for having reached this day. We are grateful for those who have helped these graduates tap into their better selves. Their accomplishments are many. We are grateful for the family and friends who have gathered together today, and for those who could not be with us. Their support has helped make this day possible. Most of all, we are grateful today for these graduates, our former students. May they continue working to move the world toward justice, freedom, and peace. Ten Ezra lahem v'lekulanu listader ha'olam l'shlemut v'letaken et shvarav. Please help these graduates and all of us shift the world towards wholeness to transform its brokenness. Tem lemamshalta v'rosha universitas shelanu Ezra lahavinam mishpatei tzidkecha v'lekulanu la'asik shalom pnimi v'shalom enoshi. Please help our government and the leaders of our university administer affairs justly and ethically. Help us achieve a state of internal peace and peace within the human collective. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hi ta'aseh shalom alenu v'al shvei tevel. You, the source of this world's existence, brings peace to us and to all humankind. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Chair of the University Board of Trustees, Mr. Stephen A. Hamill, will formally open the ceremony. Chair Hamill.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor to formally open the 158th commencement exercises of the University of San Francisco College of Arts and Sciences. The distinctiveness of your Jesuit education stems from its deep-rooted history and a mission grounded in intellectual rigor and faith that does justice. Since its beginnings 480 years ago, Jesuit higher education remains committed to academic excellence, service, leadership, and a holistic experience. With your Jesuit education, you are equipped to discern a moral and ethical path in life, to be persons of integrity and generosity who have the ability to make a difference in the world. These treasured values will be challenged throughout your life. Embrace these challenges, lead those who stray, and fill your hearts with compassion. Let us also acknowledge those who have invested in your future, loved you, encouraged you, and supported you unconditionally. These individuals, your family, friends, and your dedicated professors deserve your thanks and recognition. Please join me now in recognizing all those who helped you make today possible. Today, you join the ranks of many millions of alumni of Jesuit universities around the world. We know the future is in good hands. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chair Hamill. I am now pleased to introduce Dr. Marcello Camperi, Dean of the College, who will present today's valedictorian. Dean Camperi.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to introduce Ms. Nina Garcia Heithaus, candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, and who is representing the class of 2017 as its valedictorian. Ms. Heithaus.
Father Fitzgerald, Provost Heller, Dean Camperi, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, faculty, family, friends, and of course, fellow graduates. Good morning. The night I decided to attend USF, my mother and I were up until 4 a.m. trying to decide if I could afford to come to this amazing university. About a year prior, my mother had lost her job and we had foreclosed on our house. Today, millennials are often charged with being the generation of participation trophies and entitlement. However, standing in front of you today, having worked nearly full-time, commuting an hour and a half by bus from Daly City to USF, and still maintaining a full course load, I'm here to tell you that these generational assumptions are wrong. Since 1855, USF has had a commitment to diversity, social justice ideals, and a culture of service. Our class and our generation will not be one of entitlement, but one of change. It is true that no one USF student is the same as the other. As in every group, our identities, aspirations, and experiences differentiate us. But together, as future biologists, senators, lawyers, doctors, and activists, we stand for social justice, and we have the ability to effect change. There is no doubt that this country and the world are in disarray. The current political climate, as well as the struggles that immigrants, people of color, the working class, and the LGBTQ community face, has left millennials in a precarious situation. But we have the opportunity, dare I say the responsibility, to nourish, cultivate, and birth discourse and action. We must confront and dismantle the systems of oppression which have so long poisoned the foundation of this country. We, the graduates of the University of San Francisco, are the future of our nation. As I look out into the crowd and see the faces of faculty, peers, and family, I do not remember how much we all have sacrificed to be graduates of the University of San Francisco, or how difficult this presidential term has already been on this student body and this city. Rather, I'm struck with hope and determination. The late historian and activist Howard Zinn once said, "To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, kindness." What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending the spinning top of a world in a different direction. The future is an infinite succession of presents, and to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory. We must acknowledge that the fight for social justice has taken a blow this year, but we must never believe that a setback is reason to give up. Class of 2017, we have a whole wide world out there waiting for us. I can only hope that in 50 years we can look back, just as many students have before us, and say that the value of our education is evident in our accomplishments and the communities of social justice that we've helped create. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2017. We did it!
Thank you, Ms. Heithaus. Dean Camperi will now present today's honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker. Dean Camperi.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to present our honorary degree recipient and today's commencement speaker. Will Mr. Carl W. Eikenberry please rise? Father President, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my privilege to present for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, Mr. Carl W. Eikenberry, former United States Ambassador to Afghanistan and Lieutenant General, retired, United States Army. USF trustee, Mr. Tim Cochise, will read the citation. Trustee Cochise.
Ambassador Eikenberry, You have fully engaged with the world as an exemplary soldier, eloquent statesman, and consummate diplomat. Throughout your 4-decade career as a senior military commander and Foreign Service envoy, you traveled the world and traversed its danger zones to protect citizens and identify common ground among warring nations. You have been committed to improving international dialogue, creating stability in the world's hotspots, and increasing cooperation among nations. You have shouldered vital strategic roles in the Asia-Pacific region, including commander of the American-led coalition forces in Afghanistan. You have led strategic planning and policy for the U.S. Pacific Command in Hawaii and served as defense attaché to the People's Republic of China. You were appointed ambassador to Afghanistan in 2009, which underscores the Obama administration's high level of confidence in your ability to manage multi-layered complexity and hair-triggered crisis. With insight, intelligence, and integrity, you communicated our nation's foreign policies and formulated clear-eyed military strategies wherever you served. You have worked tirelessly to build alliances and make the world a safer place for men and women under your command and for the citizens you serve. We are deeply grateful for your decades of selfless service on our behalf. You have been called a scholarly soldier turned diplomat. You are recognized within military and international circles for your skilled diplomacy, careful handling of volatile issues, and willingness to address difficult topics. Since you graduated from West Point, your strong moral compass and the principled example of your parents have been your North Star. You have consistently reached for the moral and the good, spoken the hard truths, and shown compassion for citizens in crisis. You added master's degrees from Harvard University in East Asian Studies and from Stanford University in Political Science to your arsenal of strategies to increase understanding and appreciation of cultural differences among people. A fine writer, your articles and essays have appeared in the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Financial Times. Your academic career has been distinguished by your hard-won worldview and broad reach. A champion for the humanities and social sciences, you believe in the power of liberal arts education. You are a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. You are the Oxenberg-Rollin Distinguished Fellow at Stanford University, where you direct the U.S. Asia Security Initiative at the Asia Pacific Research Center and serve on its faculty. You spur your students to reach beyond simply seeking answers, encouraging them to ask the big questions about life, death, and what it means to be human. Your heroic efforts throughout your distinguished military and public service have been recognized with the Defense Distinguished and Superior Service Medals, Legion of Merit, Bronze Star, the U.S. Department of State Distinguished, Superior, and Meritorious Honor Awards, French Legion of Honor, Afghanistan's Ghazi Amir Amanullah Khan and Akbar Khan medals, and the NATO Meritorious Service Medal, among many others. You embody the ideals of Jesuit education. You are committed to intellectual honesty, compassion for others, and to using your talents to make the world a better place. The university does therefore confer upon Ambassador Carl W. Eikenberry the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto, given this 19th day of May in the year of our Lord, 2017, and of the university, the 162nd, in San Francisco, California.
Well, what an honor. What a beautiful setting. Members of the Board of Trustees, President Fitzgerald, Provost Heller, Dean Camperi, faculty and staff of this great university, families, friends, and fellow graduates, good morning. Thank you, Tim, member of the Board of Trustees, for these very kind words of introduction. I think that my late mother must have written those words. And my very deepest appreciation to you and the faculty of the University of San Francisco for the privilege of being awarded the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and most importantly, to have the privilege of speaking at this morning's commencement ceremony. Now, I would be remiss, given the heritage of this wonderful university, if I not begin my remarks with a Jesuit story. So listen very carefully. One day, a mother went to see her pastor and explained that her son seemed very interested in becoming a priest. And so she asked what this would require, and the priest began to explain. Well, if he wants to become a diocesan priest, he'll have to study for 8 years. If he wants to become a Franciscan, well, then he'll have to study for 10 years. And if he wants to become a Jesuit, he'll have to study for 14 years. The mother listened to this very carefully, and as the priest concluded, her eyes got very bright, and she said, "Sign him up for the last one, Father, a Jesuit. He's a little bit slow." Okay, Reverend Fitzgerald, I will do my push-ups of penance immediately after this commencement. Now, all of you here, of course, know that today's ceremony is called commencement. And that's since when you leave this beautiful St. Ignatius Church, most of you are going to embark upon or commence your professional careers. Now, the comedian Jon Stewart has described well what awaits you when you walk out of these church doors upon the conclusion of this commencement ceremony. And as he put it, as you walk out those doors, no more core curriculum. From this point on, everything you do is an elective. Now, that's an exciting, but it's also a very daunting prospect. So let me offer 3 brief thoughts on your choice of life's electives in the years ahead. First, have confidence that the United States and the world will continue to see social, economic, intellectual, and moral progress. It is true that our nation seems to be experiencing one of our periodic times of self-doubt. During such times, historically, there's been a tendency on Americans' parts to imagine some golden past filled with days that are unequivocally better than days present, and to predict that the days present are much better than the days to come. But let's consider the arc of modern history of your own institution of higher learning, the University of San Francisco, to illustrate why I believe my strong confidence in your future and our nation's future is not displaced. This important milestone in your lives today, the earning of a bachelor's degree, was reached by me on June the 6th, 1973, when I graduated from the United States Military Academy. Now, with that June 6, 1973 date, I would imagine that most of the students here then would place my graduation from West Point somewhere between the invention of fire and the invention of the iPhone 7. But seriously, this span of time, really, it just covers 2 generations, my adult lifetime. So let's compare the University of San Francisco of 1973 to this one in this year of 2017, some 4 decades and 4 years later. In 1973, USF's total enrollment was 5,929. Today, that number stands at 11,018. Looking at ethnic diversity, of today's 11,018 students, 29% are white, 20% are Asian, 19% Hispanic and Latino, 5% African Americans, 24% international. Now, the records aren't clear on what the ethnic composition was back in 1973, but a quick review of photographs of the 1973 yearbook, the Francescan, which I have a copy of here and did study, it would indicate that the composition was far, far less diverse. In 1973, Dons were enrolled in 47-degree programs, graduate and undergraduate. In 2017, Dons were enrolled or are enrolled in 139 degree and certificate programs, undergraduate and graduate. And some bragging rights for the USF today that I doubt the Dons graduating in 1973 could have ever dreamed of. Forbes magazine rates USF the 21st most entrepreneurial college campus in the United States of America. Also, you are 6th in the nation for graduating Pell Grant students from low-income families. Now, think about the example that you're setting at this university when uneven income distribution has become such a serious political, social, and moral issue in our country. In last year's U.S. Department of Education's College Scoreboard, University of San Francisco students who matriculated as undergraduates were earning incomes about 40% higher than the nation's median at the 6-year, 8-year, and 10-year marks after graduation. This is not to say that income levels in any way are a decisive metric in evaluating life outcomes. Far from it. But it provides a useful reference point when assessing the value added of an education, of higher learning education to its students. And by this measure, USF is doing extraordinarily well. Your institution has for 8 straight years now been the President's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll recipient with a whopping 600,000 student community service hours offered in this past year. Given my military background and set to attend the University of San Francisco ROTC commissioning ceremony later this afternoon, I am also deeply impressed and moved by your university's support for such an important activity that both contributes to our nation's defense and helps, importantly, to connect the United States Armed Forces to our society. I could go on, and I expect that President Fitzgerald would like me to go on, but I'll stop. The bottom line is this. In 1973, no one in this state of California or anywhere else on this planet could have predicted such positive, dramatic transformation here at the University of San Francisco. And I have no doubt that 50 years hence, a commencement speaker here at St. Ignatius Church will be citing equally amazing metrics of positive change to your Don grandchildren. Our nation has displayed a remarkable capacity to adapt, grow, and improve over the march of history. Make choices that contribute to that march forward, especially in times of uncertainty. And whenever you have your own doubts about our future and need to be bucked up, just go online and read about the inspirational history of your alma mater. A second thought on your life's choice electives, and that's the role of mentors. Webster's dictionary defines a mentor as a wise and faithful counselor. Interestingly, the term is derived from Greek mythology, mentor being the name of the loyal friend and advisor to Odysseus, and the teacher of Odysseus' son in the famous saga authored by the Greek epic poet Homer. Now, all of you here have heard about the importance of mentors in helping you make the right professional, family, and ethical choices throughout your lives. I recommend, though, that you choose mentors both well and sparingly. Homer did not write about Odysseus' network of mentors. He only wrote about one profound mentor. In the years ahead, be discriminating in who you choose to be your mentors. Who possesses the life experiences and values that you admire? Who really cares about your welfare and development? Who's willing to give you advice that may not be pleasing to your ears? In my mind, if you select carefully and well, your list of valued mentors will actually be a short one. But remember that you have a personal responsibility in maintaining relationships with your mentors. Now, I'm sure here at the University of San Francisco that each of you have studied under several professors who've made a profound difference in your education. Don't make the mistake of going incommunicado for the next several years until, when suddenly faced with an impending deadline to secure several recommendations for a job or an academic application, that you send a frantic text message to one of these professors reading, "Dear Professor Johnson, I hope all is well, applying for law school," and have attached 6 letters of recommendations forms that are due tomorrow. Thank you in advance for your help. I think of you all the time, Sarah. Now, I know there's an understandable concern that potential mentors are very busy people, and it's better not to trouble them unless necessary. But I can tell you, if you choose your mentors well, they are the people who find nothing more rewarding in life than periodically hearing from you and hearing from those that they've coached and counseled, knowing that they have made a difference. And if you conclude, after considering these words, that you did not adequately thank your short list of USF mentors, let them know before you depart campus that they mattered to you, and ask them if you can seek their counsel in the years ahead. And a last comment on mentors. Usually your parents and your close relatives should be at the very top of your list. No one cares more about your well-being than they do. Their advice will always be sincere, strategic, and untainted by self-interest. My third and my final point on your choice of life's electives, and again to use that Jon Stewart phrase, always remember with profound humility and with a deep sense of responsibility that there are countless people here in this country and around the world who have never had the opportunity to choose as many life's electives as you will. There's vast numbers out there, in fact, who can't even take one elective. They live without opportunity, in an existence without hope, and absent positive options. Now look to the student on your left, and look to the student on your right. And always remember, there are, and there will likely always be, in your lifetimes, hundreds of millions throughout the country and around the world who can only dream of enjoying your good fortunes. You should be very proud of the diploma that will soon be in your hand. But consider the words of Michael Lewis, who authored the extraordinarily insightful book Moneyball. Lewis wrote about the difficulty of objectivity, or objectively assessing aptitude and performance, even in the seemingly precise statistics-informed profession of American League Baseball. His conclusions, with which I profoundly agree, we can easily become deceived by our own success, losing sight of the role of luck, chance, and of circumstance. And we owe a debt to the unlucky, for we often rise on their shoulders. So on this commencement day, as you commence your professional careers, remember that almost all of you here will eventually become leaders in American society or to the societies to which you will soon return. You will increasingly find yourselves in positions of responsibility, with your actions and your decisions impacting the livelihoods and the very sense of self-worth of others who have not enjoyed your life's circumstantial advantages. Who we are is a product of our environment, the expectation of those in our circle, and our own choices. In this mix, contingency and path dependency matter greatly. You've been extraordinarily blessed during your formative years to dwell in this remarkable environment called the University of San Francisco, and you've benefited from a faculty, and again, I expect parents and close relatives who have had high expectations about your performance and motivated you to push the envelope and attain your full potential. Now, share your own good fortune in the years ahead with those who will rely on you in the workplace and at home. Create the right environment and set your expectations of others high. Believe in those entrusted to your care so that they will believe in themselves. Live by the principle that life is not about you or them, but about us. I think that is part of living up to the tradition of USF and to a higher calling in life. I'll end with the words of a legendary professional football coach called Vince Lombardi. And he said, perfection is not attainable. But if we chase perfection, then we can catch excellence. Now go out there and catch some excellence in the wider world beyond this campus. Thank you. Go Dons.
Thank you, Ambassador Eikenberry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to proceed to the business at hand and the reason we are all here today, the awarding of your academic degrees. As we do, I have a favor to ask of the audience. Clapping, yelling, shouting names, and hooting are all fine, but please don't stomp on the floorboards of this delicate, grand old church. Dean Camperi will now present to the president of the university the candidates for the undergraduate degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences. Dean Camperi.
Thank you. The candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Art and Bachelor of Science in the College of Arts and Sciences will please rise and remain standing. Father Fitzgerald, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the undergraduate degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences, and to ask you to welcome them to the company of educated men and women.
Thank you, Dean Camperi. By virtue of the authority granted by the Charter to the University of San Francisco by the State of California, and of the powers vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates of the class of 2017 from the College of Arts and Sciences, the undergraduate degrees certified by your dean and faculty with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please be seated until directed forward by the university marshals? Father Fitzgerald has conferred your degree, so it is now time to move your tassel from the right side to the left side. The names of the graduates will be announced by Dr. Aman Koral, Assistant Professor of Biology in the college. Professor Koral.
Carlos Cortez Aguilera, cum laude. Angelica Maria Zamora, cum laude. Ana Maricel Quiros. Celeste de Santiago. Harrison Leroy Frederick Garovi. Alyssa May Maneja Sendanya. Heaven Nicole Jackson. Neil Connor Guanzon Valmores, magna cum laude. Carolyn Alexis Guerrero, cum laude. Victoria Pilar McHugh, summa cum laude. Hannah Combe, cum laude. India Emmanuel Buckley Becknell. Ray Wong, cum laude. Courtney Jocelyn Wong, cum laude. Helen Chen. Jonathan Alvarado. Ruben Michael Trailer, cum laude. Amanda Kawiola Kealaunapua Sislak, cum laude. Janet Chavez, cum laude. Amana Terran. Sabrina Marie Canapa. Carlos Antonio Murillo. Elizabeth Camille Angarola, summa cum laude. Kirsten Ruckenbrod Avila. Gilbert Chan, cum laude. Joseph Herrero Perez, cum laude. Cameron Thomas Chavez. Cole Joseph Howard, cum laude. Kyle Sullivan Baker. Shuvik Paul. Timothy Casimir Sawala. Dejan Jokic. 至于陈 Martino Jonathan Kwan, summa cum laude. Nicholas Remy Muller. Kelly Marie Ferrero. Patrick Edward McKee. Mark Jonathan Holguin. Laureano Figueroa. Heisa Suelo Hayes. Gabriela Nicole Perez. Catherine Virginia Pedrosa, cum laude. Claire Catherine Circo. Rose Malia Kerstetter, cum laude. Amanda Nicole Whittle, cum laude. Jessica Mary Nakai, magna cum laude. Jasmine Butler. Fallon Alexandra Batoni. Catherine Lynn Clapera. Madeline Marie Lane, cum laude. Katie Dobbin Bang. Elvine Cower Mann. Victoria Grace Chavez. Anna Francis Gutzell, magna cum laude. Libby Laura Nickerson, cum laude. Elise Ann Filter, cum laude. Isabella Bettard. Sophia Marie Hill, cum laude. Charlotte Scout Wilshire, magna cum laude. Skylar Cora Nicolados, cum laude. Ron Zappardino. Jillian Megan Colburn. Alan Franklin Smoot. Michael Joseph Perry. Manuel Onel Ramirez, Jr. James Scott Cannonberg. Harrison Robert Bruce. Samuel Tomlinson Granoff, summa cum laude. Joseph Anthony Carney. Lauren Nicole Dalton, cum laude. Lena Marie Rudd. Chanel Badani. Brittany Ann Olivar, magna cum laude. Kimberlyn Alicia Washington, cum laude. Analia Altagracia Oval, cum laude. Alicia Michelle Hobbs, magna cum laude. Curtis Lane McKenzie. Nathan Leung. Aubrey J. Welsh. Zoe Varner, cum laude. Farah Khalid Dafir Selby. Alexander Ibrahim Aljuni. Mark Robert Wolford. Dustin Cyrus Michaels. Jason Jisoo Alcon. Heather Kathleen Kurzensky. Emily Claire Reed. Jennifer Lee Martin, cum laude. Alexandra Iman Sanchez. Christian Otto Lugo. Margaret Claire Taylor. Tucker Parrott Ryland, summa cum laude. Zachary Jean Ward, cum laude. Elton William Rangel. Gordon Benjamin Silver. Nicole Dale Vasquez, magna cum laude. Gabrielle Kathleen Farrell. Amanda Jean Geraldo, cum laude. Saleba Caroline Watara. Rosa Chen. David Kenneth Zablotny. Laura Akoba Thikig. Tessa Noel Grezdo. Jessica Akoba Sikig. Huilin Tang. Sarah Jane Tomatich. Min Zheng, summa cum laude. Harold Leonard Frank. Brock Marshall Strenful. Lane Anthony Ford. Daniel James Akeka Silva. Austin Chandler Bushry, magna cum laude. Margot Jean Flynn, cum laude. Windsor Christian Kincaid, cum laude. Sheila Afnan, cum laude. Bonnie Jan, cum laude. Kylie Ann Martins. Lamia Alguez. Michelle Arazo, cum laude. Melissa Tovar. Francesca Gabetti. Jillian Alexandra Burling. Ian Christopher Cohn, summa cum laude. Wen Yi Gao, cum laude. Angelo Martin Acosta. Justin Michael Kunanen. John Thomas Panganiban. Angela Ong Constantino. Sebastian Elgady Beckley, cum laude. Derek Yu Dien Hua. Emily QVT Wynn. Morgan Mary Howitt. Ingrid Renata de Oliveira, cum laude. Hilda Annabelle Boltadano. Ludwig Josiu Vargas. Gino Luigi Mascardo. Roberto Nicola Luna. Austin Michael Ramos. Jeffrey Hoagland, cum laude. Madeline Sidney Golden. Samantha Ireland Jordan. Natalie Ann Oxner, summa cum laude. Ian Kitman Toe. Maria Konsenyenko. Lindsay Ellis Mamet. Santiago Delgadillo. Celine Amber Sid. Hun Yim. Monica Louise Smith, magna cum laude. Jesse David Dinneberg. John David Taves II. Shannon Rose McKinnerly. Emma Rachel Bacchini. Paula Marie Mirando, summa cum laude. Lauren L. Phillips. Emma Patricia Thomason. Sage Emily Yokelson, cum laude. Colin James Reedy Issel. Shannon Gallagher Lair, summa cum laude. Parker Clare. Elizabeth Megan Guiney Romstad. Amber Joy Wu. Paula Diaz, cum laude. Gloria Andrea Ruiz, magna cum laude. Sigourney Margaret Marina Lane. Ray Yi Tang. Ariana Carice Barella, summa cum laude. John Atwell Davis. Brittany Janae Fisher. Monica Fastina Ricasa Salvador. Gianna Marie Ferrero. Amelia Hayes Hildreth, summa cum laude. Molly Alana Downs. Claire Patricia Newbert. Rayan Nasser Mustafa. Kaylin Ann Fitzpatrick. Victoria Lucia Crow, cum laude. David Luis Garcia Jr., cum laude. Lisa Nakayama, cum laude. Jermaine Sakanapure Kaputalaka. Divya Kalarakal George. Danielle Groke, summa cum laude. Fern Sheila Alagala. Johanna Marie Loacker. Corinna Chaz Conroy. Dominique Celeste Mitchell, cum laude. Bailey Jade Warner. Vincent Ngo Wong. Steve Sungkyu Kim. Brianna Kaimana Cockett Mamiya. Joshua Baldacañas de la Cruz, cum laude. James Bao Fu. Nagin Khosravi, summa cum laude. Amanda Holly Luong. Allison Megan Lim, magna cum laude. Regina Kapati Audihe, cum laude. Isabel Espiritu de Guzman. Natalie Montoya. Brian Liu, cum laude. Ryan G. Jan. Catherine May Lam, cum laude. Joy Inji Kim, cum laude. Timur Nader Hanhan. Jack Ventura Profasi. Sang Hyun Shin. Crystal Rachel Wong, cum laude. Brianna Maria Tran, cum laude. Juliana Chang, cum laude. Shannon Maureen Ahern. Dorothy Tui Tai. Lachlan Lonergan Sakona, Lonnie Sakona, cum laude. Peter Barrett Gernan, magna cum laude. Narciso Matthew Gonzalez Bernardo, cum laude. Samir Bhutani, summa cum laude. Michael Anthony Bayham, cum laude. Roland Wilfred Manalo. Andrew Patubo. Dong Kyun Lee. Omar Solis. Adam Christopher Bravo. Jonathan Alexander Corona. Jessica Corinne Joyner. Noelle Elizabeth Haskell, cum laude. Jenny Chung, cum laude. Mac Roy Jackson III, summa cum laude. Alexander Shin, cum laude. Julia Karen Lund, cum laude. Kalechi Godwin Wachuku, magna cum laude. Guadalupe Jocelyn Medina, besos. Elizabeth Ann Nash. Sarah Isabella Estabillo Andaya. Sidoni Cooper Berg. Elliot Kreigel, cum laude. Ziyu Hu. Leuven Jolson Canedo Wilkes. Huo Zui Ho. Vanessa Chen. Hannah Lee Nelson, cum laude. Ari Nicole Lai Yi Esquef. Hui Bao Trin, cum laude. Alexander Josh Avanzado. Jessica Tia Vuong. Danielle Marjorie Fontaine. Kevin Charles Wynn, summa cum laude. Flora Lucia Hayes, summa cum laude. Eleanor Sue, cum laude. Elena Dorothea Burkard. Ronnie Lee Boyce III. Raushan Gultikin. Carl Yasin Sariduman. Zoe Isabella Abramson. Autumn Elaine Anderson, summa cum laude. Anne Michelle Gatesy, magna cum laude. Natalie Paige Ebler. Noah Rose Bumgarden. Nicholas Paul Saviano. Alyssa Noel Carlson, summa cum laude. Andrew Shui. Nathaniel Jude Nava. Monica Lee Metzger. Gabrielle Constance Dorsch. Eskia Mohammed, cum laude. Janelli Garcia Rodriguez, summa cum laude. Sophie Rebecca Najar. Isabella Chamaba Pratt, magna cum laude. Maxwell Richard Green, summa cum laude. Christine Mary Vaseline. Shavina Shannon Prasad. Lindsay Ray Bavona. Alec Maxwell Starzinski, magna cum laude. Brett M. Crawford, magna cum laude. Guillermo E. R. Cañas. Kristen Hirani Lasant Chang. Gardner Reed, cum laude. Jana Ruby Faye de Guzman, cum laude. Amanda Margaret Sand, magna cum laude. Malu Garcia. Lauren Elizabeth Ratzlaff. Haley Rose Goebel. Kiara Leta Augustine. Taylor Elise Donatel, magna cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Sadler, magna cum laude. Sophie Hutton Churchill. Dong Bi Ma. Harry Udo Gatsus Schultz. Asha Marie Kimball, cum laude. Kelsey Elizabeth Beechler. Victoria Leonora Chavez. Laura Angela Tamboro. Elias William Ferguson. Kelsey Weiss, magna cum laude. Leo Francis Salamunovich. Grant Gibson Livingston, cum laude. Daryl Adrian Magaliag Ferrer. Jeremiah Raymond. Tun Hu, magna cum laude. Michael Charles Liston. Maria Francesca Lontok Signo. Yuan Yuan Juan. Matthew James Shaw, cum laude. Jordan Patrick Ibarra Molino. Alexis Nicole McCadney. Brandy Reagan Alexis Burton Birch. Michelle Tran. Reginald Edward Tanega. Jubin Honavar.
Please join me in congratulating again the 2017 graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences. There is a group of people who have been instrumental in the academic success of these graduates. Please join me in thanking the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences seated behind me. To conclude these exercises, I am honored and pleased to present the President of the University, the Reverend Paul J. Fitzgerald of the Society of Jesus. Father Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Provost Heller. As Dr. Eikenberry reminded us this morning, it's vaguely ironic that we celebrate the conclusion of your USF education by means of a ceremony called Commencement. Something is indeed ending, and something new is beginning. What's ending quite successfully is your program of study. By dint of effort, concentration, grit, and grace, and with a good dose of help from your marvelous faculty and mentors, and with a good deal of collaboration from your fellow students, your family and friends, you have earned a degree. More than that, you have gained knowledge, skills, and habits of heart that qualify you for a higher level of civic and professional engagement. And for many of you, true positions of leadership for the further development of yourself as a person and for the betterment of the communities and societies you will next join. That's the commencement part. What begins today is the next chapter in your life. Certainly, as Dr. Eikenberry reminded us, you graduate at a moment in history where there is great anxiety, great expectations about what world leaders will do. International trade, climate change, migration policies, treaty alliances, and so many other vital issues will be debated, and changes may be profound. In the face of all this uncertainty, you possess three virtues deeply embedded in your heart, which were certainly strengthened during your time here at USF, and which will help you navigate the troubled waters ahead. Faith, hope, and love. First, faith in God, who loves you mightily and holds you and encourages you always. Faith in humankind, for despite our weaknesses and our temptations, we are capable of much goodness. It is your responsibility to recognize, defend, and call forth the goodness in the heart of every person with whom you will live and work. Faith in yourself, in your ability to know and do what is right and good. In many ways, faith can see further than her necessary sister, reason. As Blaise Pascal said, "Le cœur a ses raisons que la raison ne connaît point." The heart has its reasons that reason can never fathom. Faith is a species of courage. It comes from the heart, from the very core of your being, and it gives you the audacity and the power to act in the world as you believe you should, creating and sustaining, protecting and promoting all that is good and human and true. Second, hope. Hope is a holy desire to gain some great good that we do not yet possess and yet that we ardently desire. Hope spurs us to attain a level of excellence that is neither completely out of our grasp nor easily within reach. Hope is the virtue of trusting that your dreams may come true if you work very hard and if you are helped along the way by friends, colleagues, and even strangers. Hope invites us to clarify our desires, sort through our many wants, take the time to identify our deepest desires, our holy desires, and then ask God to help us fulfill them. St. Ignatius believed that our deepest desires are, in fact, God's desires for us. So hope boldly, hope wisely, hope generously, hope for the good of others as much as you hope for your own good. Finally, love. On this day, you are probably feeling a lot of love pouring down on top of you, from parents, from siblings, from relatives, from friends. Soak it in. Be an emotional sponge, totally present to this moment. Take a mental picture right now of this scene, of your heart overflowing, of the tears of joy welling up. There are few days like this in a lifetime, so remember this one There will be difficult days ahead when you will need to recall what you know now to be true, that you are loved, that you are called, that you are chosen, and that you love many others in return. The ancient Greeks were very wise, and being philosophical by nature, they made distinctions and found shades of meaning. They had 3 words for the one word we have, love: eros, philia, and agape. Eros is the passionate love of 2 people who so share themselves with each other that the 2 become one. In the months and years to come, not a few marriages will be celebrated among people sitting here this morning. Philia, the love of friends. This is the affection you have for the people you like, the friends with whom you enjoy spending time. Many of the friendships you have formed here will last a lifetime, and they will give your life meaning and texture. Finally, agape, the love we have for the people we don't like, or people we don't know. This sort of love is not a feeling, it's a decision. We choose to be charitable to people who are down in their luck. We choose to be kind to strangers. We choose to be hospitable to the widow, the orphan, and the foreigner sojourning among us with or without papers, as all of the prophets called us to do. We, your faculty and staff, mentors and friends, we are truly proud of what you have accomplished and salute you on your commencement day. Make us prouder still by what you will accomplish next, how you will change the world from here by the quality of the life that you will lead. Congratulations.
Thank you, Father Fitzgerald. Would you all please rise? The Reverend Daniel Kendall of the Society of Jesus and Professor of Theology and Religious Studies will offer the benediction. Father Kendall.
Almighty God, we have gathered here today to begin a new stage in our journey through life. As a group, we thank you for your blessings and help as we, teachers and fellow students, have spiritually and academically explored the mysteries of your universe. You have aided us during the past years as we have looked at ourselves and the world around us. We have employed science, reason, and your revelation to better know who we are and what we are called to do. Today, the new adventure begins. Help us to keep in mind the lessons we have learned through our experience here at USF, namely the obligation to make the world a better place because of our contributions, to find happiness in what we can do in company with and for others, and to seek always clearer self-knowledge of our place in your creation. May we come to know you better through this process. May our value system be based on service to others, and may our education lead us to finding more common bonds in our basic human equality. We ask you this now, as always, with the recognition that you are the creator of this marvelous world in which we live, and that we are your creatures. Amen.
You are invited to join the graduates and the faculty at a reception in the McLaren complex, that way on campus, immediately following the recessional. Please remain standing in place until all the members of the graduating class have left the church. This concludes the College of Arts and Sciences ceremonies for the 158th Annual Commencement Exercises. Congratulations.